Look at the sheer velocity of a normal Tuesday. We spend our days caught in a slipstream of notifications, overlapping demands, and the relentless pressure to keep moving. We construct our goals based on the shadows of the people running next to us. You see a neighbor's car, a colleague's promotion, or a stranger's curated lifestyle online, and you suddenly decide you need those exact things. This is the ego trap, a set of desires manufactured entirely by external comparison. Chasing those borrowed goals require immense energy. You secure the car, you get the title, but the thrill evaporates almost instantly. You are left with a quiet, lingering emptiness because the achievement belonged to someone else's script. You drain your bank account, exhaust your time, and sacrifice your peace of mind to project a specific image. Eventually, the sheer weight of maintaining that external illusion causes the entire psychological structure to collapse, leaving you completely burned out. To escape that cycle, you have to bring the physical and mental noise to a dead stop. Complete, sudden stillness is the only environment quiet enough to let a different internal voice surface. That voice is your soul's desire. It operates on a completely different frequency. It seeks deep peace, lasting happiness, and the elevation of the people around you. It contains zero anxiety, and it is entirely devoid of fear. Accessing it requires a strict practical commitment. You must enforce 20 minutes of absolute silence every single morning and 20 minutes every single night. You close your eyes, silence the mind, and wait. This diagram maps out the blueprint of creation. The entire architecture of your new reality begins with this wide, heavy block of daily silence. Without pouring this silent, soul-driven foundation first, the rest of the manifestation process has nothing to stand on. Any further steps will fail if the base is weak. Once the foundation is set, you cannot simply sit back and passively dream. You have to actively step into the environment of your desire. Returning to our blueprint, the mind must now construct the next level. You begin to bridge the gap between a silent thought and physical reality by erecting a mental framework. Consider a modest man whose true desire is to generate wealth to elevate his family. He saves enough to buy a single cup of coffee at a magnificent 5-star hotel. He sits in the plush velvet chair. He smells the rich espresso. He listens to the laughter of the wealthy patrons around him, absorbing every detail. He is not playing dress-up. He sits there with the absolute, unshakable certainty that he has already achieved his goal. In his mind, the wealth is a present-day fact. You can command this feeling under any circumstance. A visually impaired man can stand in an empty office, run his hands over the smooth wood of a manager's desk, sit in the heavy leather chair, and feel the exact weight of professional success without ever seeing the room. Total sensory immersion removes the concept of someday and replaces it with right now. It tricks the brain into operating as if the goal is completely real, permanently locking your mental framework into place. But the mind is only half the equation. Tearing through the mud, the physical world requires physical payment. This is the law of deliberate action. Mental vision without grueling, exhausting physical exertion is merely an illusion. The universe demands your sweat. You have to split your existence into 2 states. Your physical body must endure the immediate, punishing pain of the labor, while your mind remains perfectly anchored to the victorious end state. When an athlete gets dropped from the team, he goes straight back into a dark gym. He lifts immense, muscle-tearing weight. But behind his closed eyes, he isn't in a dark room. He is already standing on the field, hearing the roar of a global stadium. Look at the updated schematic. As solid blocks rapidly fill in, your physical devotion acts as the actual construction material in this process. Relentless physical action is the catalyst. It is the undeniable physical proof the external universe demands before it will agree to bend to your internal will. When the pieces click into place, the arrival of the after state happens rapidly. You grip the leather steering wheel of the car you visualized. You walk through the skeletal frame of the exact house you imagined. You step into the manager's office and it is finally yours. The formula is exact. You combine a selfless, soul-driven desire, total sensory visualization, and extreme physical labor. Watch how this diagram shifts. The external environment rearranges its circumstances to match the internal blueprint you finalized. Manifestation is the structural outcome of a perfectly aligned mind and body applying pressure to the world. When you follow this blueprint, the boundaries of your potential expand. Desires take physical shape, rising from the field, as the direct result of your focus and effort. We call this final stage the edifice. A truly mastered, soul-driven desire will always outgrow the individual who created it. It becomes larger than your own needs. The reality you build becomes a sanctuary. A successful business provides shelter for 50 families. A new technology heals the sick. A quiet meditation hall lifts the burdens of strangers. You are not a passive observer waiting around for the future to happen to you. You are an active architect, entirely responsible for creating it. Strip away the ego. Find your true, selfless purpose. Before you lay your first brick, you have to answer the question, what is your soul calling you to build?